Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I've got a video for you today on a couple of sheaths that I just made for this Leatherman OHT, which is my favorite multi-tool right now. And OHT stands for one-handed tool because Leatherman's design with it allows you to deploy and operate every tool on this with just using one hand. So it's pretty cool. Basically, the history behind this is I had done a sheath for a customer on their request for a Gerber multiplier MP600 that upon drawing would flick the blades out, flick the pliers out for you, and then upon resheathing would collapse them again. So immediately after posting that, somebody had got in touch about doing an OHT, and they brought me their OHT. It was a local customer, and I was so impressed by the tool itself, I just went out and bought myself one. So I could start tinkering with the sheath design, and it's come a little ways. I've developed it some and changed it from the original design, but it does work really nicely. And both of these sheaths are going to be without the wing nut. If you haven't seen my video of with versus without the wing nut, I definitely recommend you go check that out. And basically, there's a locking mechanism that can be it comes stock in the side of this, and it's just like a little wing nut that you can tighten or loosen, and it will prevent the pliers from being able to come out. So some people prefer to be able to have that option to lock it down and then use whatever other tools and not worry about the rail system moving on you. For me, it's not so much a big deal, and I discovered if you take it off, you can get a better sheath because it can be symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which direction your tool's facing, and there's no tricks with putting it in at weird angles to get it to collapse going back in. So either way I can make it work, but I personally prefer it and recommend it without the wing nut. So alright, we got a couple sheaths to show you. The first one is going to be, actually you'll be able to kind of see both of them. I'm wearing them right now. One of them is in the pocket, which is pretty cool, and the other one is here, and it's combo with a flashlight rig. So this guy here is in Cryptek Typhon. It's going to Casey out in Salt Lake City. So let's just take a look real quick. When you go to draw your multi-tool up, one really important thing that you need to know is that if your belt is not really tight, and if it's not, if you don't have your spacers set correctly on your tech lock and all this stuff, you get a lot of wobble. When you go to draw, it's going to want to suck inward like this. So, for me, I don't like my belt to be incredibly tight. I conceal carry. I've always got this sheath here on my belt buckle. I like it to have a little bit of slack on it for when I go to sit down. I don't feel too much pressure around the midsection or anything. So if I were going to wear this vertically, what I would do is I would probably just lean a tiny bit away from it and put my hand, just kind of put pressure against my side as I draw up. And if you do that, it works really nicely. There's no issue whatsoever. Going back in is nice and comfortable. So just all you got to do is kind of see if I can get a good angle for you to see it. Oops, make sure your shirt doesn't get caught into the holster. Right, so all I'm going to do is just push my hand into my ribs essentially while I pull up. Doesn't hurt, it's not uncomfortable. It's just a little weird technique that you might need to do if you like your belt to be as loose as I like mine. That having been said, when I wear my OHT, which is most days, I actually have my holster sideways. You can turn all of my apparatuses on, well, anybody who's doing anything with a tech lock, you can turn it 90 degrees. Take the tech lock off, flip it 90 degrees, and you can wear your sheath or whatever 90 degrees in the opposite, or in one direction or the other. So it's a really versatile clip. So I actually have mine turned, and I wear mine facing the front. So I just kind of draw forward. I draw straight out this way, and it works really nicely. There's no issue. So in any event, that's what I would do for sure with the vertical draw. As for the flashlight on here, you can go either way. It's a multi-direction tool or multi-direction holder. The one thing is the flashlight itself doesn't have any naturally large spots on it that would act as a stopper, so I have to have it a little bit tighter to ensure that it doesn't fall out. So if you're going to be using the flashlight, I might not recommend that you do it one-handed to get it out. I might brace the sheath real quick and just do that. It feels a lot easier. Your sheath won't move around on you. But like I said, it can go out either direction. I think the tail cap end is actually a little easier to pull on, you know, pulling it up. But if you wanted to have it down like that, you could very easily do that. That's not a problem. And you can pull it by the lanyard. It's not going to break anything, I don't think, as long as you're not yanking on it. So, alright, so there we go. Give you a real quick close-up of it, if I can get this tech lock off. Alright, so there we go. Cryptek Typhon. Looking really swanky. Alright, so then the next one is going to James down in Duluth, Georgia. And James, I think he said he was a mechanic and likes to carry his OHT, but he wanted it to be in the pocket so that when he's working on cars, he doesn't end up with as big a bulky thing sticking out that he could scrape someone's car with. So that's a pretty cool idea. Now this took a lot of figuring because if you guys are familiar with Ulti-clips, the anchor, he specifically requested an Ulti-clip. So an Ulti-clip will hold things onto your fabric, but I mean it clearly does not do anything to anchor it, so or to stabilize it. So you wind up with a lot of mobility going on. You can't really lock it down into place with one Ulti-clip. So for those of you out there who are asking me for something like you want a scout carry for like a BK9, knife like that long, over a foot long, and you just want an Ulti-clip, I mean, yes, I can do that, but it's probably not going to be the most effective sheath. So just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up on what the tools that you asked for can actually do. So in any event, as far as this one working from the pocket, it does work, and it can work pretty well. Let me show you real quick. Oops. There we go. There's a trick to it too. When you pull it from the pocket, you want to make sure, if you look, you've got your clip, one handle, the other handle. Grab that middle, grab the handle closest to the clip. Excuse me, guys. Grab the handle closest to the clip because that's where the most resistance against the draw is going to be. Whereas if you grab further away from the clip, it's going to have more of a tendency to just pivot like this. And it might still work, but your sheath is probably going to end up outside your pocket. Alright, so grab closest to the clip, just one of the handles, and pull out slowly. It'll work. I actually spent quite a bit of time on this one, releasing tension, just working the tightest spots so that it would be an easy draw and you'd have less motion. So there you go. That works just fine. And if you brace it, I mean, if you cared to put your thumb over there and brace the top of the other side of it so it didn't swivel, you get an extremely easy draw. But obviously the appeal to this is one-handed deployment. So it can be done. It's just a little tricky. And putting it back in, it's going to want to rotate down into the pocket. So, probably depending on the size of your pocket, you got to figure it out a little bit, practice with it. But it does work. The other thing is, I did set it up with all the same drill hole spacing as the Tech Lock version. So if you ever wanted to switch to Molly's or Tech Lock or something like that, a little more stable platform, you can absolutely do that. And you do have, with your Ulti-clip, a real large number of options and angles that you can mount this at. So, alright guys, that's what I got for you. If you like these sheaths, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you like this channel. Comment down below, let me know what you think of these things. Share it with all your buddies, and I appreciate you tuning in. Stick around for the next one. God bless.